Okay, I'd like to show you a trick of utilizing the iPad or smartphone app with the Google overlay over and above our contours and mapping on the Navionics Mobile App. As you can see, you have your bathymetric data, and you can zoom in and you can really hone in on this data. Fantastic, great. We have it on our electronic chart plotter, we have it on the app. More importantly, as we refresh and redraw, and we do it fast, I can get a lay of the land through Google Earth as satellites see this deep water bump and hump. And you can see the differences between our bathymetrics and what Google Earth is showing. Not that one is any better than the other, but it just gives you more information. And what I'm finding is that on these pieces, I'll have a subtle little drop, and it flattens, it drops off again. So I can literally come into an area and refresh and kind of get a lay of the land of the general area. Here, for instance, I see a trench, and that is actually a trench. And that is our article icon for our newsstand feature. So if I actually pressed on this and read what this has to say, up is going to pop an article on how to fish this trench. But more importantly, it's all about information. So I have my mapping contours, and as I refresh and redraw, I can really get a lay of the land of this structure in here through Google Earth. Some more advanced features of the Navionics mobile app. There's many of them, but it's a great crossover. It's not just a navigation chart. If I come again back into my sprocket here, my little gear, and press on it, as I mentioned before, you can come in and hit Google Overlay, and it will put satellite imagery onto the map. Again, I can come into the Salmon River here, of which I mapped out with UGC, or user generated content, and put fishing spots. In some areas I got very descriptive. Gravel runs, salmon will spawn here. Steelhead will sit often 10, 15, 20 feet behind the spawning bed eating the eggs. You can get very descriptive. But this is not just to locate fishing spots. You can come in and hit your track button, and it'll track your path into the fishing hole. Maybe you're walking in at night. Again, outside of a fishing platform. Maybe you're a bird hunter. I actually have friends that hunt grouse that will actually track their path through Google Earth through the woods, and when they flush birds, they'll stop and enter UGC, kind of like a fishing spot, but more importantly, where the flock of grouse, or the grouse, the individual grouse, flew away. So they can start to track their movements through the app. Yes, it's a navigation app, but it's such a great crossover tool when it's applied properly. I'm going to edit the track. I'm going to come in and hit the distance key, whether you're fishing or hunting. Maybe it's a hike through the woods to get to the fishing spot. You can use this icon right here, which is going to be your distance measuring tool. Now, if I started here and parked my car here going to that spot, I'm at 0.4 miles of a heading of 147. So you get all sorts of information here. Route we're not going to go over. Information. This is a pretty comprehensive tool. Right now I have it set up on articles and newsstand. Yes, we have articles built into this where you can read information that's geo-referenced to your exact location. So being on the Salmon River, it popped up Salmon River real-time stream flow data. It popped up an article on Stony Point Wall. It popped up Radio World, an article on Radio World. So it pops up articles that might help you gain some more insight as to what you're looking to do in that area. You can come into My Information. I personally have this set up to Oswego. Here's obviously sunrise, moonrise, moonsets, which is critical on big fish bite. And I have real-time wind. If I press and hold on this wind, it will actually, when it pops up, it will give me a 3-day forecast issued by NOAA. Highly critical. And you can come into your favorites. You can save your tracks, you can save your routes, you can save your waypoints. You can transfer your waypoints again through sync data. and really have a very viable tool across your phone, your iPad, to your PC, plotters, and the like. Obviously on the top right we have zoom in, zoom out. And then you can also search. The top left corner is search. You can search anything from lakes to municipal docks, in this case, specific lakes. You can do it by category. You can search articles, marinas, repairs, tides, currents, lakes, or you could even go in from Latin lawn. Simple touch, and you can find your spot.